We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. That's right. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. That's right. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu. We're going back in time to the first Thanksgiving to get turkeys off the menu.
You know what time it is. Hey guys, welcome back to opening more Digimon card game booster packs. And as you can see, we're already pretty prepared. I've got my can of Sunkiss to give me energy at, midnight. And the always amazing Frozen Breeze branded Skizzers. You can buy these at your local, Hobby Lobby for like $69. Yeah, that seems right about right. But this time, we're looking at one of the newer sets that have come out of the Digimon card game, which is the Resurgence booster. As you can see, it's got the mega level of Gamamon on the front. I think it's Cirrusmon. I've not actually seen all of Ghost Game at this point to actually tell you if this is actually his Mega or his Super Mega. I don't know. But either way, this Resurgence booster is the first of its kind, and it is a very weird pack, I will tell you. I've actually opened packs of this before. Not on screen, but in my own time. It's very weird. So let me go ahead and show you. As always with these opening Digimon booster packs, we're going to be looking through all of the packs in an entire booster box and, seeing what we can get. It's pretty much gambling. But one of the weird things is I don't think the camera will focus all that well. But it says on the back of it there's only 20 commons, 25 uncommons, 32 rares, 21 super rares, 7 secret rares, and 10 promotional cards. This is a very weird pack because pretty much what it's doing is taking cards from older sets and just placing them in here, all in foil. So this is a very, very weird booster box. But, we might be seeing some old cards we've looked at before, some old cards that we never got. And, with the fact that there's like seven secret rares, there's a lot more probability that we'll get more than one like we usually do. So, as always, come along with me and see what kind of weird cards we have. Like I said, it's midnight. I needed my sugar, so I just wanted to show I got my Sunkissed as usual. If I could turn it purple and put Dorumon all over it, then this would be the Frozen Breeze branded Sunkissed, though. I don't know how to do that. So either way, as always, we have to cut this shit open. Alrighty then. Ooh. Am I getting it? Oh, I'm cutting on the... Don't cut on the box itself. We like to save these boxes. These boxes are pretty badass, so I always try and save them as much as I can. Have I made a cut in it yet? Once again, we're here at my stream setup. I completely forgot to mention that, but we did that during the last Digimon card game booster look at. So hopefully you guys will get used to my streaming setup being the new place where we do the Digimon card openings, or if we ever do any more card openings, though. Still, I have not found a want to do that. Just because other card games are so much more expensive. I love Digimon for its art and the fact that it's not an uber expensive game most of the time. Like, this pack only cost me like $40. $40 for, 24 packs of 12 cards. I'd say that's pretty much a steal. And the fact that this pack has like way more secret rares and super rares than usual, you have a much higher probability that you'll actually be running into cards that are like pretty fucking good. But, we'll actually see if that's for true or not. For true, yes. For truth, we will never know. All right, let's go ahead and pull this out. It is a very nice box, mostly just because it's like, all kind of like digitized kind of color along with Proximamon or whatever, Proxiamon or Cirrusmon on the front. Let's see, throw that out of the way. Let's go ahead and open this stuff up. All right, as always, it comes with a little promotional pack, and this time it seems to be Ghost Game themed. I would say don't watch this episode if you haven't seen the end of Ghost Game, but then again, I haven't even seen the end of Ghost Game yet, so you'll be coming along with me seeing some Digimon you've never actually seen before, which is actually kind of interesting. I completely forgot to mute my desktop audio so you guys don't have to hear that. As always, I have the old phone holder that lets me, show you cards up right in front of your faces. So, we're not missing out on that. Go ahead and pull this up out here. I'm going to have to refocus the camera, but don't worry about it. I'm going to try and save the packs like I usually do. At least one of all these packs. There's so many. It's interesting. I can shove this entire thing down there. Awesome. Why don't they store it like that? Be like, oh, yeah, I'm pulling out a cool thing. But yeah, let's see. So this first pack we got is the promotional pack for the booster. Let's see. It's the... What is this called? The Resurgence Booster Box Promotion Pack. So there's only one card in here. It's got, I always mess up their names. Ruli, Kiyoshiro, and Hidehiro. Yeah, I think that's all their names. It's hard to remember names of a series that didn't actually have an English version, or Ghost Game hasn't had an English version quite yet. I would guess at some point Ghost Game would come to America and be actually dubbed, but you never really know. Okay, that is perfecto. Though you can also see the glow of the camera, so it's not amazing, but it's gonna work for what we gotta work for. So either, as always, or as new packs go, nothing's marked on the back to show what could be in here. So I don't actually know what'll be in the pack, but let's go ahead and I'm gonna try and save it like I usually do. As I've been saying, the plastic for these card packs has been getting a lot worse, a lot less pliable for me. So it's saving these has become a lot more of a chore. I have to be very careful with it. This one's even worse. I can't even find a good opening. Can't even find a good opening for this. Jeez. They really do just want me to rip this thing open. I don't want to, though. I want to save the pack. Come on. Okay, I'm getting somewhere, I think. Yep. I'm tearing at it. Come on, I don't want to rip this thing up to shreds. Okay. All right. Not horrible. A little bit of a tear up top. So we're going to try and make sure that tear doesn't become even worse. It has become worse. Oh, boy. Gotta love opening these things. And then the pack just, decides to shred itself for, absolutely no reason other than to mess with me. Okay. We're doing okay right now. We're doing okay. No major tears. I think I can get this card out of here. Though it is going to have to require me to do some very, fucked it up. Whatever. I'm going to go ahead and try and not look at the card because I want to be surprised too. Come on. I need to get the card out. Okay, so I can show you the damage to the plastic. As always, this is the only thing we buy these things for. As you can see, bit of a tear in the top right, but it didn't tear off any of the actual cool-looking things. So I'm going to go ahead and say that's more safe than the last one we did, which was versus Royal Knight. Either way, this is the card we got in the promotional pack, and it is, it's Jellymon. Let's see. Make sure I can actually allow you guys to see it. Let me see. That should be good. You can read that pretty easily. And as in the last one, I'll be reading the cards off of my recording software. So if you guys can't read them, that means I won't be able to read them. So let's read together. Anyway, Jellymon is our alternative art card for the whole pack. and it just shows Jellymon and its Mega level, which I don't even know the name of its Mega level. So it's a pretty cool. It looks like the scuba diver from Scooby-Doo. So I bet Tyler would be so into this Digimon, though I don't know its name, so I have no clue. Either way, Jellymon is a rookie level blue Digimon with 1000 DP. And its ability reads, on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 card with Jellymon in its text, and Kiroshiro, his last name, because I still can't say his last name correctly, among them to your hand. Place the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. You know, basic ability that all rookies should have at this point. Then its inheritable reads, your turn, once per turn, when one of your effects trashes a card in your hand, gain 1 memory. So one of your effects trashes a card in your hand. So you're trying to get rid of cards? Interesting effect, because most purple decks do that, but I've never really heard. Usually blue decks will be going to try and delete Digivolutions or giving your opponent cards to use effects. That's a very interesting way of doing it, but, you know, maybe the whole deck is meant to be around that, or the archetype. So either way, I definitely like the art. I definitely like that it's foil. The one nice thing about this entire, like, booster pack thing is that every single card is going to be a foil. Like, there is no, like, normal cards in this. So if a card hasn't had a foil, even the commons will be foil. So it's definitely going to be an interesting. Let me go ahead and move the box out of the way because it's taking up so much space. Usually I lay it on top of my phone, but this time I'm going to, like, find a better place for it. I'm going to place it over on my bed. There we go. Nice place to place it. All right, I'm going to take out the first pack. As always, we try to save these, but, you know, not always going to be happening. Let's see. I ripped it pretty bad. I'm just gonna, see, no, that's horrible. I'm just gonna smash this thing. See, I pretty much ripped it all like that. That still works. That's not a bad tear. I'll keep that as our first really good one. But, you know, I will try and rip something a bit better. Alrighty then. Go ahead and push that over there for now. Okay, so as you can see, every card in the pack is foil. So you're going to be seeing a lot of flashiness, along with cards that have never gotten a foil being in foil. So it's going to be really weird. So this Palmon is from BT1, so the first set. As you can see, the point of it being called Resurgence is because they're coming back from prior packs. Now, we've read a lot of the cards that are more like uncommon or common in these packs, and I did do episodes about, or I did a one massive episode about BT1 right when the card game came out. So, as always, and it's going to be very common for this one, if you see a card that, like, I don't go over all that much, it's probably because I've done it in a prior set. So if it's a card that's not related to this set or completely new, I'm going to mostly be skimming over it. So this series might go a lot faster than other ones, but I've forgotten if I've read over some of these. So we're going to read over at least some of them. So this is Palmon, rookie green Digimon, 1000 DP. Its ability is on play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 level 4 Digimon card among them to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order. Kind of feels like the prehistoric version of, like, Jellymon's ability or any other rookie level Digimon's ability of just, you know, getting cards out of draws. So feels like that's like the original version, and it has no inheritable. So I think I've already looked at that card before. This is from BT4. I forget which one is BT4. I might need to actually have this up just in case. Like, I need to figure out which pack is which. My keyboard is over on the side, so I'm like having to do some weird typing. BT4 I did not actually open on camera. This one I opened off camera before I started doing these more religiously. So I'll actually talk about this card. So this is Labramon, a level 3 or a rookie level purple Digimon with 2000 DP with the ability on play, draw 1 card, then trash 1 card in your hand. It does not have an inheritable. That first ability, you know, You're pretty much playing a card for 3 just to draw 1 and trash. And, that is good for, purple Digimon, but it's very basic in a way. And its art is also kind of basic. It's just kind of, I don't know, running around like a random dark corridor. You ever just like running around dark corridors and getting it, assaulted? Me too, man. That Labramon understands your feelings. I don't actually know where it is. The whole kind of it being all foil kind of messes with the camera's view of it. As you can see right here, there's like shine coming off of Jellymon. But yeah, not a bad card. It's just not an amazing card. This is hidden potential discovered. We have gone over this card when we did BT3. If I remember, what is BT3 is like booster 1.5, correct? Let me see what BT3 was. Yes, BT3 was booster 1.5, which we did do episodes on. So I definitely went over this card, but still very nice art to see Stingmon growing, or Wormmon growing up into Stingmon. And I guess Kunamon being inspired by him. That inspiration, I tell you. But yeah, we've looked at this card before. Tapirmon is from BT2. What is BT2? I forget. BT2 is Ultimate Power? No, that's got to be something else. Is it? What is BT2? I think BT2 only existed in Japan. I think it got formed into America's BT1 because BT1 for America was both BT2 and BT1 at the same time. And BT3 had only come in the 1.5 booster. So it got kind of confusing, but, America and other places around the world have started equaling this, though we have viewed this card before. And I actually have it in. I recognize cards, but I guess when I recognize a card, I'll just be like, I'll look at its art only. It's pretty nice art. Tapirmon standing, or not, it can't stand, it doesn't have legs, but it's like sitting on power lines. Doesn't seem very safe, but then again, it's a digital monster, so therefore, not as dangerous. Let's see. Next up, we've got Shademon from BT5. I think BT5 was Battle of Omni, correct? BT5. It was Battle of Omni. That's actually kind of topical because we're going to be going back and looking at Battle of Omni. Since the Battle of Omni that we looked at the episode we did of it was the Japanese version. It was all in Japanese, and I could not understand any of their effects, so I just pretty much looked at their cost, looked at their level, and looked at their attack power, and was like, screw it, we'll not go any further. But either way, since it's here now, we can actually read its commands and stuff. So, Shademon is a champion-level Digimon. This is Shademon. That's not Shademon. That's Wendigomon. It's a champion-level black Digimon with 5,000 DP. And its ability reads, Security at the end of battle. Play this card without paying the cost. It's got Blocker. In your turn, this Digimon can't attack. This thing is just meant for pure defense. Once it gets hit out of security, it's ready to sit there and be your defensive wall. Doesn't do anything else with that. It doesn't even have an inheritable. I mean, it's pretty nice art, though it is kind of confusing. Like, is this a Digimon? Yes, this is a Digimon. But I bet most people would think that this is the Digimon they're talking about. Nah, it's the eyes. I guess it goes with the Eyesmon archetype, but Eyesmon doesn't have much of an archetype to go on other than Sound Birdmon, Eyesmon Scatter Mode, and shit like that. So there's just not enough to make it into an archetype. And most of them are purple, not black. So it's kind of interesting. Let's see, what's up next? We have Weedmon. Weedmon from BT5. I guess this is a Digimon that, anything in BT5 I will be reading over. So Weedmon is, I guess, buying some meat from Monochromon. I'm guessing this is a reference to the minigame in Digimon World 1, where you would help Monochromon sell things to people, and then they would, ask for something, and you'd have to try and get them to buy it at a very high value and stuff like that. It's always a confusing minigame. I could never pull it off. But, it's art by Koki. Very early art. Not my favorite. But yeah, Weedmon is just he's just pissed that he got ripped off, I guess. But it's a green champion with 3,000 DP. Doesn't have an ability, but its inheritable reads, your turn. When activating this Digimon's Digiverse, trash this card, gain 1 memory. So weird to be like in BT like 14 now with versus Royal Knights. To see that Digiburst never really became a very huge part of the meta. Digiburst kind of just, was removed very early on. It wasn't removed, but it's not been on cards for a very long time. Green cards don't care about Digiburst anymore, even though that was kind of like an early... That was what they were supposed to be based around. Yeah, that's not really much of anything anymore. But I guess if you are, for some reason, still running an archetype that uses Digiburst, not a horrible card, but you're just gaining 1 memory. But at the same time, it's not a once per turn. So if you're able to Digiburst multiple times, that'd be great. Though if you're doing it with this Digimon, you might only be able to do it once because you have to use this card to do it. It's kind of weird. Either way. Next up, we've got Espimon. Now, this is the first actual card. This is marked as RB1. So this is one of the cards that comes with the Resurgence booster, so it's Espimon. This guy was in Ghost Game, though I think he's from even earlier Digimon things, though I don't know where he originates from. He's just this weird bear guy that has like a rocket ship. Never really liked his design. I always felt that he was kind of weird looking. But either way, Espimon is a rookie-level Digimon with 2,000 DP. He has no ability, which is really bad. But his inheritable reads, opponent's turn. When there's a tamer, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP. So I guess just whenever there's a tamer. Doesn't have to be on your side, doesn't have to be on their side. It's just, whenever one exists, which is, oh, the glitches are coming back. It's pretty good just to, get that extra 2,000 DP, because that's a pretty big boost, since most cards just give you 1,000, but it's like, without an ability of his own, he's not super great, but, Anyway, we've got Bozomon, another new piece of BT1. He's the in-training form of Angoramon, and even though this is drawn by Koki, I think this is way better art than something like Weedmon. Like, the whiteness is not as prominent, since I'm not the biggest fan of white in Koki's art, but this is some pretty good art right here. Where do you think this little ball of fluff turns into a massive Angoramon? But technically, Angoramon's not like big and fat. He's skinny with a ton of fur, if you've actually seen the show. But either way, he is a green in training with the inheritable. While your opponent has no unsuspended Digimon, this Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP. I mean, not amazing. I mean, I know the whole decks are based around trying to make your opponent be suspended, but like having to make sure like they're all unsuspended or suspended is really tough just for a boost that gives you 1,000. And if you're facing off against a black deck, a lot of them will have reboot and they'll be rebooting themselves. So unless you can unsuspend them on your turn, problems are going to be happening. Not my favorite ability, but this art is fucking amazing, so I'll let it pass. We're just getting all the cool new ones, and that's okay by me. Rather get new things than old things. Anyway, we've got Lamortmon here, the ultimate level of Angoramon. It's another Koki art. I'm wondering if Koki's doing all of Angoramon's line, but it's a pretty good art here, too, just seeing how this thing is a massive, weird, bunny murder machine, which I like. I like murder machines. Anyway, Lamortmon, which is just a weird name. I've never gotten used to it, is an ultimate level green Digimon with 8,000 DP. And its ability reads, when Digivolving, this Digimon gains piercing for the turn. Then if a Digimon card with Angoramon is in its traits, is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be placing Lamortmon in an Angoramon deck, but you could technically do that. Suspending an enemy, pretty good. Gaining piercing, pretty good. Though it's all when Digivolving. So, yeah, there's no playing this guy out. You wouldn't want to play him with a play cost of 8, but still. And then his inheritable reads, your turn once per turn. And this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle. Trash the top card of your security stack. Now, that is of your opponent's security stack. Now, that is a pretty good ability, because that's pretty much like giving you piercing, but it's giving it to the Mega, who is already going to be probably pretty insane. So I'd say that's a pretty good card. Let's see. All right, let's move on. This is also a new card. Art is also interesting. And it even has a A weird addendum. Okay. So the art is like Agumon being transformed from a Greymon back to Agumon or something? Or maybe he's channeling the spirit of Greymon. Either way, that's some really nice art. That's some good art. Either way, Agumon is a rookie level red Digimon with 2000 DP, and his addendum reads card number, also treated as promotion 009. A deck must not have more than 4 total copies of this and promotion 009. So this is like supposed to be treated as the same card, though I don't know why they didn't just make it an alternative art for whatever promotion 009 is. It's very odd. I don't know why they did that, but, I like the art, so I'm completely okay with that. Anyway, his inheritable reads, your turn. While this Digimon has Greymon in its name, it gets plus 2000 DP. I'd say the best thing about this card is just the art. The art is really nice. So, you tried. How many more cards are in this pack? There is one more. Oh, 2 more. Okay, so I guess these are the rares. I guess. Or, I don't know, actually. We haven't gotten a red yet. Where should I place this? I guess over here. Over on my mouse pad where you guys can't see. Anyway, we've got the Tamer Kiroshiro. I'm not going to say his last name because I have so much trouble saying it. He is a blue Tamer with 3 costs, and his ability reads, your turn when one of your Digimon with Jellymon in its Digivolution cards attacks. By suspending this Tamer, the Digimon gains jamming for the turn. Blue is very much known for jamming, so I guess that works out. And jamming's already really good because it saves you from dying. So, it is a once per turn because you have to suspend them, but you can have multiple Kiroshiros on the field, so you can just keep up with the jamming. So this ain't a bad card at all. Then his security just reads, play this card without paying the cost. I'd love to actually make a Jellymon deck, because I feel like at this point I've gotten so many Jellymon cards from opening all these booster packs over the years. That's like, I could literally just make a Jellymon deck. That's been something I've been wanting to do. I just, need a Mega. I have not gotten her Mega in any pack, so I need to actually get one. Either way, good card. And finally, we've got Magna Angemon. Ooh, it's a super rare. It is also, it's not alternative art, but it's a holo. It's not just foil, it's holo. I can feel the texture with it. Either way, we've seen this card before, haven't we? It's from BT1. All the way in BT1, and it's a super rare. Very nice art. It's also just, got nice textures, so that's what puts it up for me. But yeah, I won't be going over the effect just because I believe we've already done that. We went over BT1. I know that video is from a very long time ago, but still watch it because that's my first impressions from the game. Either way, we're going to try and save this pack a bit better than we did the last one. It's just harder. This plastic is not as, I don't know what you call it, pliable? Or it's not as get-offable. It's giving me trouble. It's no, I want to stay. But it's but you're supposed to be used to give me cards, not keep cards in plastic. Or what is this? It's not really plastic, it's aluminum. Damn. Okay, so I'm okay, oh, damn, this is, oh, I don't know why it's putting me out of breath. I'm just pulling really hard, and it's not coming apart. I think it's because my hands are a little bit slippery as well, though I don't know what for, because I'm just so nervous. Oh, boy. I guess I will say that this first one, I'd say it's my best saved. If I find one that I'm able to save easier, then great. I'm just getting so pissed off of these cards that they won't get ripped that I'm just going to fucking pull them open. I don't care. I'm just fuck it, just do it. And actually, what would you say? Which one is more saved at the top? I'd say this one. So yeah, I might actually be able to pull this one off. I just need to not get mad at the cards. I just need to not destroy everything I've worked for in this life, which is, opening Digimon cards, which is not much. That sounds very sad, but, Digimon cards are life. Okay, I pretty much did save it correctly, so I'm going to go ahead and throw away this shitty one and save this one that just took off the top. So either way, this will be the last pack for this episode as well. So now we have a really weird oddball. This one is actually from the second starter deck. I never made videos on the starter deck, though I think I did show them off in that first BT1 opening. So it's like, it's part of the whole thing. But yeah, this is actually from a starter deck, so that's kind of hilarious. It's a blue option card called Kaiser Nail, which shows where Garurumon using its unique attack. Its cost is 4, and its ability reads, main, choose one Digimon card with under one of your Digimon. Play it without the play cost. Security is just activating the card's main effect. I mean, for a cost of 4 to spawn a random Digimon out of their Digivolution cards, and you are allowed to choose whatever, that can be pretty powerful. And you can like redo play effects because it's not saying to play it without play effect. It just means just play it. So if you had a card that had play effects that costs like, you know, a lot of memory, you could really like get a lot out of this card. Like if you had an ultimate or mega that had a on play effect that was like really OP but costs a ton of memory, you can use this to just get that right out on the field. So that's really good. That is a good card, but is stored inside of a starter pack, so I don't take it out that much. See, we've got Coctis Breath, which is also from a starter deck. It's from starter deck 2 as well. It shows, well, Metal Garurumon blasting off its, signature attack. I always think its signature attack is more of when it shoots out missiles from its entire body, just because that's iconic, man. That's iconic. But yeah, it is a blue option card with 7 cost, and its main effect reads, main, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the hand. Then security, activate the main effect. This is okay. Like, when you return the Digimon to the hand, you're pretty much trashing all the Digivolution cards. So, you make them start over. The problem is there's cards that, like, do this same effect or even just delete a Digimon for less memory. Like 7, you're pretty much wiping one Digimon off the field. But I've seen cards that can do even more with less memory, just as long as you fulfill conditions. And you're going to be doing that because you're building a deck around fulfilling that condition. So, not an amazing card. I'd definitely say Kaiser Nail was much better, but, it's okay. All right, we got another Weedmon. Much weed. We got another Palmon. Like I said, there's not much in these decks, so you have to go over it slowly. We've got Salamon from BT2. That is from the base set, so I'm going to be skipping it too. Like I said, go check back on earlier episodes, but, nice art. We've got Upamon from BT3. We've seen that before as well. I like the art, though. We got a new one. We've got Tethysmon, which is from Resurgence. Very nice art. I like how it's like got all that coral in the background and all this stuff. It kind of reminds me of the water level from Digimon World Redigitized, like that weird water area that just had like coral and rocks and stuff sticking out of the ground while you were walking on water. That was a really cool area. But it reminds me a lot of it for some reason. Anyway, Tethysmon is an ultimate level Digimon with 7,000 DP. And the ability, when Digivolving, you may trash up to 2 blue cards in your hand. For each one, you may trash any one card under your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Okay, so even under Tamers. So you're pretty much an anti-cross, like Digicross deck, so that's interesting. Then, until the end of your opponent's turn, one of their Digimon or Tamers without cards under it can't be suspended. So you can even target Tamer. You can... it's hard for me to talk right now. I'm just off of work. You can even target Tamers that just will never have anything under them, meaning that you can stop a Tamer from just, suspending at all for a turn, just without the conditions. So that's pretty awesome. Then its inheritable reads, end of attack once per turn. Returning 3 cards with Jellymon in their text from your trash to the bottom of your deck in any order, unsuspend this Digimon. I mean, that's pretty good. Get a second attack with whatever is going to be on top of Tethysmon. And from Jellymon's ability, you're going to be trashing things for her. So that's kind of interesting. Though you'd have to play the entire, like, all of your rookies all being Jellymon for this to work out at the highest rate. So, I mean, I have all that. So, no, there's no point in complaining about it. But it's just, like, it's interesting that we have to, follow that. But, Anyway, next up is Wizengamamon. We haven't seen a Wizengamamon for a very long time. The last couple ones we saw were, from quite some time ago. But this one is pretty cool art, just him firing off like a rail gun at us. But Wizengamamon, and I'm following it, you might say that's Wizen, but I say Wezen because I think it's supposed to be German as well. But that's how they pronounce it in the Japanese version. So it's like, I'll follow what the anime says, because the anime is usually right with Digimon pronunciations. Anyway, Wizengamamon is a champion-level green Digimon with 6,000 DP. Its ability is Digivolve 2 from Gamamon, which it already has a Digivolve 2. And then Blocker. No inheritable. The most meh card ever. It's got kind of good art and okay ability, but absolutely nothing else. This is a very meh card. That's all I gotta say. I've got no other reaction to it other than meh. Man, why the hell do they give Gamamon bad card and they give Jellymon all the cool looking cards? It's Tesla Jellymon sitting on top of a rock with all this water coming out. They've got their biases. My sister would be very disapproving. She doesn't like Jellymon that much. She had told me that she doesn't like Digimon that look like humans. And, well, I guess I'm the complete opposite, but you know my biases. you know. Anyway, Tesla Jellymon is a blue champion with 5,000 DP. It has the ability, when Digivolving, if you don't have Kirashiro, you may play one Kirashiro from your hand without paying the cost. I mean, good thing it's a when Digivolving effect, but yeah. You can play a Kirashiro without, like, having to pay its cost at all. And like we saw, Kirashiro is actually a pretty good tamer. And there's multiple different Kirashiros, so you can target so many things. But yeah, that's a pretty good ability. Then its inheritable reads, your turn, once per turn, when one of your effect trashes a card in your hand, gain 1 memory. So you're just gaining memory out of the stuff like trashing from your hand. And Tethysmon wants you to do that. So this actually works out pretty well. Not a bad card, though I can definitely tell who they are relying on. This is interesting. Never heard of this Digimon before. He looks a lot like Gulisgamamon. This is Regulusmon. Very interesting art. I like it, though. He kind of reminds me of, like, I'm going to guess this is a dark Digivolution, but still. Regulusmon is an ultimate level purple Digimon with 9,000 DP. Its ability reads, Digivolve 3 from a level 4 with Gamamon in its name. When Digivolving, when attacking, and once per turn, by trashing one card with Gamamon in its text in your hand, one of your Digimon gains, on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level until the end of your opponent's turn. So that pretty much means you can kamikaze one of your Digimon into the security and wiping out their weakest Digimon, which means if they only have one Digimon, you're wiping out their field. That's pretty good. Then all turns, this Digimon gains all effects of the cards with Gamamon in their names in this Digimon's Digivolution card. So if you had Wezen under it, you could give this thing blocker. That's actually pretty good. Though I guess we'll have to see if Batel Gamamon, Gulisgamamon, and I forget the flying one, Blue Gamamon gives like really good effects or not. And then its inheritable reads, all turns, this Digimon gains all effects of cards with Gamamon in its names in this Digimon's Digivolution card. So you're pretty much stacking a million effects on top of this thing, which actually seems pretty damn OP. Regulusmon even impressed me. Now you're just like an even better inheritable thing, so pretty good card. Next up, we've got Kirashiro again. I wanted to look at this card in real life. Okay, I got a much better view. That actually looks even cooler when I can see it like closer to me. He's got like weird hands. Anyway, I'm going to put that over there. We've already seen Kirashiro, so the last card is Blue Memory Burst. This thing is, it's pretty common, and you see it a lot in, what is it called? Just promotional stuff, like promotional like card sets and shit like that. But we can read into it anyway. You probably should already know what a memory boost does, but I can read this as well. Main, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add 1 blue Digimon card among them to your hand, place the rest at the bottom of the deck in any order, then place this card in the battle area. Delay, meaning you throw it away the next turn, gain 2 memory. Security, place this in the battle area, which then you can use the delay effect. It's a blue option with 3 costs, and, memory boosts are some of the most OP cards in the game because, it lets you do the search effect, and it also gives you 2 extra memories, so it's like, the memory boost effects or options are always a good addition to a deck. So I would just say throw it in there for any kind of blue deck just to get that search effect along with the extra memory. So you're pretty much playing a card for 3 and getting 2 back. It's like you're not making making all your memory back, but you're saving it. Like this thing pretty much just costs 1 memory. It just takes 2 turns. So I'd say that is a pretty OP card, but most, memory effects or memory boosts are going to be something like pretty OP. So either way, we're going to end this episode here. So next time on opening Digimon booster packs, we're going to be going through more of the Resurgence booster and hopefully a bit faster since, as you can see, we've already found a bunch of copies for cards just by looking around because there's so many commons and uncommons that are like, from older things that we can pretty much skip them over. So, yeah, hopefully we can do this pretty quickly. And before I end this episode, I want to thank all of my YouTube members, including the Disciples of Epsilon, Trey Lafari, Gray, Phoenix, Shell Bagan and Hummus, Darcy Lanfranco, Freddie, and Yuki. Without you all, this channel would not stay afloat. So thank you for all your support. And I'll see you guys next time on The Backlog.